Welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension post show. I'm Noah, and I'm here again with the wonderful Layla. Layla, what in the name of whatever did we just watch?
We got our scandal, Noah.
We got our
That's
scandal.
That's the important bit. We got our scandal. Mete is staying at Carl's farm. Also, forgot how petty that scene got, because if my aunt hit me with I remember your room being comfortable, just as that little extra twist.
It's the twist of the knife. It's the twist of the knife. Do you think so? What do you think about that relationship, about that? I know that you sound a bit loyal to Ingrid.
Oh God, no.
I'm putting words in your mouth.
Misinterpreted. No, I think it's pretty obvious that Ingrid is maybe not the best, and I didn't get to know her long enough to decide if she's maybe not the best in a way that's fun for me personally to watch. Because sometimes I do love evil old women. We're learning about the buckets of characters that I enjoy today. But I am curious as to what intrigues me is that the audience seems pro Carl and Mete kind of having a fling.
Right, and that reminds me, the audience, talking about them, can we look at the graphic for the cameos production, please? And Leila, can you guide us through it?
Absolutely. So you can take a part in a cameo contest every day and be an extra in Silent Hill Ascension. Cameo contests close every day at 6:30 Pacific. So you've got a couple more minutes for the one that's active now, about 15 minutes-ish. So yeah. You want to give us some more detail on that?
Yeah. So one important aspect on Silent Hill Ascension is our cameo system. So you as an audience member can be part of the Silent Hill canon forever. And each day you and another audience member can enter a cameo contest to have parts in the series. And you can enter with influence points. So want to become canon? You got it. Get those influence points and be a part of history.
Yeah, you could be a dead body that's being dragged off, which is pretty morbid, but kind of fun. And then, we've had bartenders, we've had lab assistants galore. So
right,
you never know where you'll end up.
Yeah, it's a very flexible class system. You can be anything. You can be from a dead person into a man or a woman or anything of science. Really up to you. But let's go back to the scene we saw today. So Astrid was finding Mette in the scandal of cozying up with her father, Carl. This was quite the twist of the knife, as Layla accurately mentioned. We also learned that Layla does like sad old men and doesn't so much like angry old women. Layla, what do you think of this scene?
It's kind of tough to watch, almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe one of the other options for the decision was to have Mette stay at Astrid's house. And I think seeing the way Astrid is reacting to this, it's maybe good that Mette is not doing that. Because I am not sure it would end up good for her.
Yeah, and how would you even go about that? Is Astrid, here, I know we're not talking and I can't hang out with your child, but here I'm putting the love of my life that I never acted on in your place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Noah. I've had relatives pawned off on me like that before. Sometimes it happens. You can make the ask. It's the reaction that's the thing you kind of have to watch out for.
All of a sudden, everybody. I have a cousin. I have 3 cousin Andres that all of a sudden they just pop out of the woodwork. So I can relate to this in a way. But that's also sorry. That was really awkward to watch, and I don't know where this relationship is going, honestly.
Well, it's only getting worse, because I know we're preoccupied with the scandal because it's a delight for us to watch. But there actually is a more important beat in that scene, which is what does Mette have? Morphine?
Right. What? That's a question. I didn't.
You were so preoccupied with the scandal that it just gone.
this was part of the trick here, that she tricked us into thinking that she's just wants to cozy up against Carl here in the cold dead of night. But I also, because we do have a new decision that's opening tonight. So Leila, could you please introduce us to this new decision?
Yeah, speaking of the morphine, how will Astrid deal with Mete's morphine? And this is a fate choice, so there are fates associated with the choice, and she can either tell Carl for the redemption choice, bully Mete into telling Carl for the suffering choice, or keep it a secret for the damnation choice. Oh, we got a bullying option, and I know suffering options have been kind of not doing as great in our decisions, but
sometimes they come through. We had one decision where the the hunter doll, I think.
That's true.
The hunter doll was a winning suffering.
Maybe Team Suffering will pull out again for the bullying. I would like to see what that looks like. Astrid bullying her aunt into being honest, especially considering the shady circumstances of the whole thing.
Yeah, this is like continuing with the scandal thread that we just witnessed. Oh, wasn't it also the farm was suffering, no? No,
I don't think that was a fate decision, but
it wasn't a fate decision.
It was a middle bar.
Well, I think like in a way, I think it's always a double-edged sword, pleasure and pain. So if it's a pleasurable option for somebody, in my head it associates with a suffering consequence. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're very poetic tonight, Noah. I don't know.
We sure are.
In the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious as to what the audience will decide in that respect, because bullying's kind of tempting, Noah.
Right, and we don't often get to see like what was the last representation you saw of an angry Norwegian woman. Like they're underrepresented, and I think we want to see that. We want to see that anger come out. There's a lot of politeness in the culture, I think, and reserved. So it's gonna be cool to see her explode a little bit. Even though Ingrid wasn't exactly reserved, she was a character, though. She sure was.
Well, speaking of Ingrid, we have another recap of our Norway story for folks that may have missed it.
Right.
So just to kind of go back again, we have Carl, who makes his decision about helping Eva learn to shoot, but is taken aback by an intruder on the farm. And in an effort to connect with her son, Astrid gives her doll, which is thanks to a choice that you, the audience, have made. And then while all that's happening, after years of unfulfilled longing, Carl catches up with Ingrid's sister Mette, which is something we saw in the pre-show. Yeah, Noah, just a big old family drama.
A big old family drama. And you know what we didn't discuss yet? The intruder in the farm.
Yeah, someone's doing some killing on the farm, and it's not doing it gracefully.
No, it's a lot of piles of a lot of stuff that look like insides of stuff. And I don't know why it spits them out. I guess maybe it's the wrap, and this is like, I don't know. It's like the opposite of eating only the white of the bread. It's like eating only the crust.
I like that in a conversation where we talk about the thing about like home invasions, right, is that it makes you feel inherently unsafe because home is the place where you're supposed to be safe. I like that instead of that, you go straight to the mechanics of how this creature is decimating whatever's happening on the farm. But yeah, I don't think I could even begin to picture the mechanics of that. But I will say, I, like Carl, would also be unsettled by whatever the hell is going on. Because it's also like, would not want to be the one cleaning that up. And in the decision, I guess he's spooked enough that he is going to train Eva how to shoot, so...
Right, which is to me that's also scary. I don't know. She's a bit creepy how she pops up in the night like that. I don't know. But anyway, enough of the Norway drama. What's going on in Pennsylvania, Layla?
Ah, you want drama? Well, come on over to Pennsylvania. So while Toby puts together his story exposing the Foundation, our favorite pyramid-shaped self-improvement scheme, Eric arrives to convince him to back off. Meanwhile, Xavier gives Rachel an unexpected request, asking that she keep it a secret, and Toby is trying to convince Eric to leave the Foundation. As we discussed, not an easy thing.
No, this is a lot of there's tough decisions to be made in Pennsylvania here. We need to the characters need to decide whose side are they on. Like, is Rachel, she's gotta decide, is she on the side of creepy self-improvement pyramid-shaped self-improvement
it is a pyramid-shaped self-improvement program. There we go. I like program. We're gonna adopt that.
Program is good, I think. But is she gonna be loyal to that program, or is she gonna be loyal to her husband, who seems to be loyal to her because, again, he cuts ties with his best friend, pretty much, who just lost his sister because of the Foundation-ish. Honestly, I don't know if I can blame them. Honestly, I don't know if they're that powerful that they could have directly caused Joy's death, you know?
Yeah, we're still not quite clear on what exactly happened to Joy in that nasty neck twisting that we saw her go through. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if I can I certainly can't blame Toby in this situation, you know. I will say, in terms of the Foundation, I'm personally not sure that in terms of pyramid-shaped self-improvement programs, they're not a good idea, generally speaking, so something was bound to go wrong. I don't know if it was bound to go murder wrong.
Right.
But now that it has, I do find their reaction to be, at least if I were Toby, inadequate.
Right, and the Molotov cocktail is really, who hasn't contemplated it? By the way, not me, so don't worry about my criminal past. But let's talk about the decisions, as we like to do. Let's talk about the decisions y'all made so far, because you made such important decisions. Layla, can you talk about that?
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. So we had a lot of big stuff last week. So how will Toby respond to Joy's death? That was the Molotov cocktail. He attacked the Foundation. How will Astrid handle Britt missing the funeral? She was understanding, which, if I recall correctly, was the damnation option. Very interesting. And what kind of doll will Astrid get Orson? She got him the fun orange hunter doll. So yeah, those were the decisions we made last week. We got a couple active ones now, and we saw the payoff of another one today. So Noah,
yeah,
the audience is voting.
The audience is voting, and we're talking in the millions, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of influence points being spent, which is very, very fun. And like we said, there's votes that are in the millions. I think we were doing some tabulations earlier, and it's like 3 million votes, and the decisions come in within 20,000 of each other. That's in the scope of things, not a lot of points. So there are opportunities to turn tides if that's something that you're interested in.
We can stir things around, and we've seen already how the tight races make for a very fun reveal, as we saw with Toby attacking the Foundation, right? That was the neck to neck. Which one was the neck to neck?
That one was definitely one of them. And then today we had one, I believe Mete sleeping at Carl's farm was not a close call at all. 49%, no, that was, I think it came.
Yeah, people, y'all are nasty. Y'all are nasty. I don't know. No, I'm seeing that. And let me tell you, I'm not even mad at it, because I relate and I like it.
Yeah, there's mischief afoot in the audience, and I do enjoy it. Well, that's interesting, because I think, God, there are definitely statistics that are like most people choose the redemption aligned option when it comes to interactive fiction. So I'm glad to see we have a little bit of chaos happening here. I like to see a little bit of contention. So.
Right. Do you know those games? Oh, by the way, speaking, before I talk about games, let's talk about Krista, because I developed a a kinship, not kinship, but a fondness to Krista. I like her. I think she's sassy.
She is quite sassy. I like that she just says things. You know, I feel like in the Foundation especially, where you have a lot of people speaking kind of poetically all the time, right? Like Xavier tends to speak very borderline in poems.
Yeah, Mr. Hoity-toity with his books.
Oh god, yeah. Well, Krista will just say. Krista's the Occam's razor of the group. She'll just say whatever is on her mind in the fewest words possible. And I love that because sometimes these people just need to hear the truth, even if it hurts. And it usually hurts because none of them are making good decisions.
Right. They really, and you're right. Like, I'm so grateful that Krista is kind of balancing out this poeticness. She's one of us. Like, she's the sassy. She's like, Rachel, are you crazy? When Rachel was like, I choose you to do my ritual. She was like, I don't mean to be a bitch, but Rachel, are you okay?
Yeah, speaking of past decisions, right? That was another thing that the audience voted on, was to have Krista be the person doing the ritual for Rachel. And I mean, yeah, I would also be confused, right?
Right, because like she's basically saying, I want you to cut me up, even though I know you like don't like me. You don't like me. And she was like, I've been waiting for this. And she cut her like that. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, there was some passion behind that slice.
Yeah, she was like, oh. But anyway, so we have the decision that's opening now. As we said, Layla, can you remind us what it is?
Yes, so today's decision is how will Astra deal with Mete's morphine? And this is a fate decision. And so we have tell Carl, bully Mete into telling Carl, or keep it a little secret. And keep it a little under wraps. When I took a peek over at the numbers, it did seem like keeping it a secret was actually losing by a margin. So I wonder where we'll end up by the time this closes.
Right, like, so it's sus, right? Because she found out that the substance in the syringe in her mother's bedroom, which we since found was not the cause of Ingrid's death. But we did find a syringe filled with morphine. Now Meta is all of a sudden coming and she has morphine for some reason. Like, if I was Astrid, I wouldn't keep it a secret. Like, that's the last thing I would do. So I kind of understand the audience on this one.
Yeah, usually my rule of thumb is snitches get stitches, but at this point, someone has died, so I think we're a little bit out of snitches get stitches territory. Yeah, I'm peeking over again, and Noah, surprise, surprise, the keep it a secret is losing by a margin. It is a neck and neck bully Mete into telling Carl, which is rare, right? The team suffering is rising up finally.
Yeah, suffering, come at me, suffering. Wait, no. God forbid, never mind. I don't want to give evil eye to myself because I was like, come at me suffering. Never mind. Let's, I'm happy that we're going to see some suffering anyway. And hopefully it's not going to be in our real lives, but only in this show.
Sure.
May all our pain be in Silent Hill.
Yeah. So Noah, the only time I'm suffering is when I'm not hosting with you.
Oh my God, Layla, I just was about to say it. You're like reading my mind. But we're also actually nearing the end of the show, right?
That we absolutely are, Noah, which means it's time for you to give us a recap.
Okay, I love recaps. So let me tell you what happened. Again, we had Eric dumping Toby as a friend. We had Rachel contemplating what to do with their deadbeat husband. And then we also had Astrid finding out about Meta and Carl, her father, cozying up in the farm. We had so much going on this week. So stick around. There's more coming. Stick around in the app. There are a lot of fun puzzles you can play and earn some influence points. So if you could actually bring up the graphic production, that would be awesome, because we have our next shows that are our next show is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be at 5:40 Pacific time. Then we'll have another show on Friday, the pre-show. The show is every day at 6 p.m. Pacific, and then we have our post shows on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right after the new scene. On every Wednesday Monday and Friday. I mixed up the days, but y'all forgive me because I love you and we love each other. So thank you so much. Layla and I will miss you terribly. But bye. See you in the next one.